I'm exhausted and it's Friday.
Well, it's what you'd expect from Fridays, So,
I surged from like 6 in the morning to like 9:30. Do you ever recall a component that you've been writing and you, you've worked on it forever? And it's just a component. It's not a system. I mean, it's its own little subsystem, right?
yeah,
But
yeah,
just a component that like required extreme care and diligence, and it just required a lot of details to get right.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I've been working on for like the past 2 months now.
Wow, that's
I'm
crazy.
working on, well, I mean, when I say 2 months,
Like,
averaging like
off and on kind of
averaging
thing.
about 2 hours a day, right, for the
Oh,
past like 60 days on this
oh wow.
payroll component. So
Hmm. Yeah, it's a critical piece, so that kind of makes sense. Typically, that happens to me when I'm building like a library or a framework, right? So, if I'm building something that people are going to depend on, then yeah, I go through those cycles over and over again because the experience of working with that component, right, is an art. It's not really a science at that point. Does that make sense? So, like,
no,
how so say for example you're building a library or a web framework or something like that, right? You're building something that other developers are going to use. And because you're a developer as well, you're your biggest critic. So everything you do with that library, every way you use the library, right? You're always critical about, that experience because you we we are because we're software developers, right? We respect the opinions of other software developers who are as good as ourselves, right? And we don't want a situation whereby we release code out there, they use it and they're like, this your code is shit. Does that make sense? So
hmm
because of it, if you're building a library that other people will use, especially when you want to like open source it, make it like public, or maybe another team in your company wants to use it, then you're very particular about the details because if you don't want the how do I put it? It's almost like how critics, right, will love a movie and the regular person doesn't give a shit about that movie. Or the regular people love a movie and then the critics hate on the movie. You know that kind of thing.
okay.
So yeah, it's kind of like that when you are either a compiler, when you're either building a compiler, you're building a language, or you're building a library that other people will use, because you care more about the developer's opinion of the thing, and it's not about which way is objectively better. Is what how can you design it in such a way that it passes through the subjective filter of 99% of the developers? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
if I'm an author of an API. I'm just
Yeah,
trying to
same thing.
build a a system that will support a business, let alone build the business, right?
Mm, mm.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I get that. I get that. But then again, I think is this it's still what I'm saying that applies to this. It's just slightly different. So, for example, the payroll is sensitive, and that's the reason why you are spending so much time on it. If you screw it up, if you get it wrong, right, the consequences are more severe.
hmm
So, yeah, that's
yeah,
another reason why someone could spend so much time on a component like that.
yeah. I'm spending a lot of time trying to carefully dot my I's, cross my T's, and reduce the with emphasis on reduce the the ease of someone hacking it,
Okay.
right? Because
Okay.
it deals with money, it deals with finances, financial
Mm.
transactions, and
Yeah.
so they'll probably still hack it. Maybe I'll put up like $1,000 bug bounty for people to hammer it, expose whatever they expose, and I'll toss them $1,000 as a
Mhm.
reward. for something that can cost me tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands if it becomes successful.
True. Now you know how the engineers at NASA feel, or the engineers at SpaceX.
They give DevOps a completely new definition. Like when they go live, it's on a different level. When they deploy, it's out of this world, literally.
Yeah. So you can imagine the amount of agonizing they have to go through, and rigorous testing things have to go through before any code gets into any system.
I wonder if they have any documented suicides at NASA based on because they're building something for like a couple years to a couple decades, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that stress there, and the rocket launch is like that's really hard to get right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me see. NASA suicides.
That's literal rocket science.
Can't even spell suicides.
That's literally rocket science.
Yep. There's someone named Charles Brady. Apparently, he worked at NASA. This was in 2006. Mm-hmm. He flew on the Space Shuttle Columbia. I don't know what the context of it is. It may be related to one of the shuttles going down. He probably couldn't live with it. Anyway, yeah, so apparently NASA's dealt with it before. That stress that drives someone to take their own life.
Yeah.
Hey, Daniel 42, how are you? Anyways,
hi Daniel. I'm just seeing his comment now.
I've been working like a Hebrew slave, coding. I don't know if you look at YouTube or if you're subscribed, but like I found that I could get into flow a lot faster if I listen to drums. And I think they're copyright free, so YouTube doesn't mute my stuff after I'm done streaming.
What drums are those?
I'll show you. Let me share my screen real fast. How does this work? Do I share the audio on here too? If I share audio, it's probably going to echo, right? I don't know how this works.
I don't think so. I have headphones on, so yeah, I don't think it will echo. Let's see.
Let me try it again then. Hold up. Let me stop share, and then let me turn on the share audio part, and then where am I going again? This right here.
Drums.
Like I've been stuff like this.
Okay.
Anyway, I've been bumping that for like the past 3 days. And I don't know, it just puts me in a trance where I'm just coding, right? Because my history is bumping like hardcore gangster rap. Is there really such thing as hardcore gangster rap, or is it just called gangster rap? But like usually I just bump gangster rap. Every once in a while R&B. But I think drums does a better job of just getting me to like go into trance and just get into flow.
For me, it's either a playlist or a particular song. But what I noticed recently was if I really have like a deadline and I need to finish something, and the thing I'm trying to build is clear in my mind, I will just take one song and play that song over and over again on repeat. And as long as that song keeps playing, I will keep having the energy. So sometimes I could play I usually like playing something that's at 140 beats per minute, so that the tempo is very fast. That prevents me from slowing down and becoming lethargic, and it keeps me sharp. So, for example, there is if you listen to Riley, for example, Riley is a British rapper. So some of his songs are like that. They're just boom, 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 boom. That's the um, that's the cadence of the music, you know. So
Okay, that's cool. Um, no, no, I could try to demo something. I could almost guarantee it's going to break.
nice.
It takes a while to spin up.
Yeah,
And this
I
is where
could.
you say, this is where you should use Docker or Kubernetes instead of launching all these independent solutions and running them.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I just don't have time. I don't have time to learn to be efficient. So I'll just find time to be as inefficient as possible. That takes more time. Yeah. So
Yeah, I can relate with that feeling, to be honest. So yeah. Anyway, just run it all. Let me see. Then maybe when you're done with your demo, I will also do mine as well on the admin interface. I plan to start streaming as well too. I think my internet is still shitty. So, but I'm trying to see if I maybe by around next month, if I upgrade my internet, then I'll probably start streaming as well, and I'll start streaming the admin UI part, while I work on it during the weekends. So, but yeah,
okay. Uh, I'm still bootstrapping all the backend services.
wow. There's this thing called Docker.
Yeah. So this should get updated with the actual emulator path. Okay, there we go, right there. So run this.
Okay.
I need to have a back button for this courier app.
How much memory is your system using?
Probably 99. Probably. Let me check.
16 gigs?
Oh, how many gigs do I have in my system?
Both of them. How many gigs and how much usage?
I got 64 gigs of RAM.
64. Wow.
I
That's
got
gangster.
a mini server for a laptop.
That's gangster.
You see, I'm at 100% right now.
Wow. Is it go to performance? I want to see something. Is it a quad core or a octa core? Let's see.
Hold on. You said, am I using .NET Core?
No. Go to in your task manager. Go to performance. I just wanted to know how many cores you're running on your laptop. Yeah, performance. Yeah. Okay. 4 cores, 8 logical. It's a quad core CPU, i7-60. You need to upgrade to like an i9 something.
I thought this machine was upgraded. How much more performance will I get out of an i9?
Well, almost double, because that's a 6th gen Core i7. Yes, almost double. So if you get the 9900, 9980 HK, you should see significant speed ups, because that has 8 cores instead of 4 and 16 logical processors. So even if you ran like 5 or 6 Visual Studios, right, it will be able to handle all of them without slowing down like you're experiencing right now.
How much is the chip?
Yeah, you can get, like, there is a Dell. I know you could even get a MacBook. Yeah, a MacBook works as well.
No, I just want to get. I can't just upgrade the processor. I have to get a whole new laptop.
Yeah, yeah. The laptop is soldered to the board.
F that.
So
Like I can't unsolder it. and just plug in the i9 and solder it back.
Nah, no, it won't work. That's the problem with laptops. If it was a desktop, that would be a whole different issue. Yeah.
Viking drums, cool 2 GPUs. Okay. So let's see if this works. Hold up. So I don't see any red font in here. I think hold up. It looks like I have most of my services running. Event store, account, service, courier payroll. What is this? This is the courier app. Delivery requests is on. Bank card transactions, courier dispatch is on. Am I missing? Hold up. What's this right here? Oh, shopping cart service. Crap. Hold up.
You forgot to run it.
Yeah.
This is untenable.
It's unmaintainable.
It's untenable. You need to learn Docker ASAP. Honestly.
Well, once it's deployed, it's deployed, right? I'm just pointing to endpoints, right?
No. The reason you need Docker is because if you would run a single command and it would run all the services at once and network all of them at once, and you will see the logs for all the services at once.
Yes, if I'm running it locally, but I'm saying once I deploy back to Azure, like I don't have to worry about all this. I literally just launch my clients, and that's it.
Okay, but then again, what if you made a change that was a sweeping change? For example, you changed something critical in the infrastructure, and now you had to run it with the new services, and you're kind of stuck. But I guess
my current situation.
Yeah. but I get what's going on anyway. But I would. Well, the truth is, yeah, maybe you just do that for now. But imagine you had like a team of developers, using services like that would just lead to chaos.
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
So the whole GPS location stuff is mocked out right now.
Okay.
So I'm in Florida, but apparently this is in like California. But all right. So then
you place your order.
Let's see if this actually works. It worked 2 days ago.
Have you clicked it already? Okay, still deserializing payment intent. Yada yada yada. Okay. Finding a courier.
When I find time, I'll pretty up the interface and make things more professional looking. But right now, I'm just trying to get the minimal up and running.
Yeah.
All right, so that looks like that worked. Hold up.
Okay.
All right, so this is actually using Azure Service Bus as a client.
Okay.
For that specific request. And this, I got to put in the ticket for this. Whenever I disable a subscription or a topic to a subscription, it keeps saying operation was canceled. I don't know what to do about that. I really believe that's a bug. So the next thing on the courier app, it launches Google Maps and it gives them the route that the courier needs to take to get to the pickup location.
Okay.
Right. Like we don't care about that right now. And so no, what's oh shoot. Something's not right. I hope I didn't time out. Did I time out? No. Okay, it updated. So what's next is I had a timer on here, but apparently, okay, there we go. I was getting nervous. So let's close out this map real fast and say they arrived at Denny's. They're doing a checklist of the items that they're supposed to pick up. They'll take a picture of the receipt. Right.
Yeah. I get that.
And then we can say done. And so Azure Service Bus updates the courier or updates the customer on the latest status. Your order has arrived. Please make yourself visible. And then the courier finds I just noticed something was missing. I need to put another map in here. Just like this map is right here, I need to put the same thing in here so that they can find each other.
Yeah.
And so then you say delivered. Let's see what happens here. And that's expected. Okay. So then the courier rates the customer. And here's the actual issue right here.
No reference exception. Classic. So
that'll get fixed another time. And I probably can't finish the... Yeah, so the next transition for this would be a new page saying the method payment that was charged, and then it'll have like a rating or whatever. That would be the next page, but we didn't get there because it never sent that message due to this exception down here that occurred. And so then on the courier app, is this still? Oh, yeah. So then on the courier app, it should be like Okay, let me relaunch this courier app because the courier app should now be updated. Give me a second. Courier app should now be updated to have 2 deliveries registered.
Hold on. Can you go back? Something I saw just now. Yeah, that no reference exception that I saw. You could rewrite that code. You could first do the map before doing the fold. And if you do the map first, then the fold will just be a sum. Does that make sense? Or you could even just say sequence.sum straight up and just say b.delivery.bounty. And put 0 there.
Why do I know that this is going to throw an exception again? Okay.
Because I think D is null, that's why. Check. I think either D or D.delivered is null. Yeah. No, but it wasn't concerning now that I think about it, it's not really concerning the no reference exception per se. It's just the fact that you used a fold instead of just using a sum. So all that you wrote there can just be collapsed into sequence.sum.
Okay, I agree with you. And then that means that I could get rid of this starting argument, right?
Yes, then get rid of the accumulator as well. The ACC, yeah. There we go. Done. Why is it unhappy?
Is it sum or sum by? Isn't there a sum by?
Sum by, sorry. Sum by, yeah. Yeah, that should do the trick. Why isn't it working? Yeah.
Yeah. And so got to hold up for a second.
Yeah, I thought you put a to do there. You know how to use a to do.
I remember there used to be Visual Studio support where you can go to every to do comment.
Yeah, it's still there. It's still there. You
Wasn't it
just need
called?
to.
Wasn't it called like
Yeah.
task or something?
No, it was
Uh,
called to. It was called
Control
to do.
Q.
Say to do window. Yeah. Just say to do.
I thought it was called task list.
Is that what it was called? Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe to do window is Visual Studio.
You both live near the ocean. That's nice. But
Yeah.
Docker is Linux, right? Daniel's been asking questions.
Yeah. Daniel. Yeah. Docker is indeed Linux, but because you're using .NET, it doesn't matter. Um, Yeah, you're just writing your regular .NET. It works exactly the same way Linux or Windows, so it's no big deal. I think the only time there are subtle differences is with things like file path, right? So if you say file.open and you write it in a case insensitive way, in Windows it will be accepted, but on Linux it would fail. Other than that, it's exactly the same behavior. So
I have a feeling it's some JSON that may be causing some JSON deserialization that's probably causing that exception. That's my hunch.
mhm.
Um,
So what are you currently using for your JSON deserialization?
Newtonsoft.net.
Oh, okay.
Hey, look at this right here.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah,
null in here. All
yeah.
right. So, what I could do right now is I could just delete that entry.
Okay, I need to get created again.
Oh, shoot. That's not what I meant to do. I wonder if I'm gonna try to run this again. I have a feeling that that was related to the UX not loading.
Mm,
We'll see. In the meantime, I could close out this beach delivery customer route or release some resources. And all my services should still be running, right? Yeah, everything else should be fine.
I'm really tempted to show you a demo of how to run multiple services with Docker.
Um, I don't mind a faster way of doing it. It's just the effort for me, the effort that I would have to put in to
Yeah,
learn how to be better. It's always that, do I want to spend an absorbent amount of time long term, um, just because I refuse to sacrifice a day or two worth of short term investment to learn how to be more efficient or optimize my time? It's pretty much that. You ever see the
mm,
cartoon, the like the newspaper cartoon where it's cavemen and they have square wheels trying to push like a wagon, and then there's the
mm.
other caveman with a wheel in his hand. He says, "Hey guys," and they say, "Hey, we're too busy." All right,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of like that. All right,
I
so
know.
let me click on this. Is that going to do anything? All right, so
Yes.
my hunch was right. Um,
Okay.
this is what happens. They, based on everything that they deliver, any transaction that occurs between the courier and the customer, they could just click on that main widget on the homepage, and it gives them a report. And then
Mm,
supposedly they could click on these filters, and it will update based on the scope of week, month, year, day, etc. And
okay.
then they could just cash out their commission that they've accrued, and that's where it'll go ahead and hit my payroll service and ultimately deposit some funds into their bank account. So that's the
Mm,
part that I'm working on right now.
yeah.
There's nothing really else.
So
Uh,
the thing is, you have to be able to trust this code with your life because you don't want because you will have you because you will make payments based on the information that it generates. True or false?
True, but the short answer is true. Would you like me to elaborate?
Yeah, elaborate. Let's hear.
All right. So there's some advantages for me making the deposit into their account. So their account is a black box, right?
Hmm.
It's through their user interface or through this mobile client. Like someone can, I don't know, say, no, I'm the courier, right? They can fake the courier somehow, some way, maybe. But when they
Hmm.
cash out, the funds is still hitting their original courier's account. Like there's no interface that I've provided for them to modify their bank account details.
Okay, makes
So
sense.
someone can lose their phone, someone else can pick it up, launch the courier app, and cash out, and that money is still hitting the same bank account for
Yeah.
the original courier. So
But what I was saying was along the lines, what I was saying was along the lines of, if you made a mistake in your logic and you accidentally credit a courier's account with maybe, you know, extra money or whatever the case may be, yeah, that courier could just say, transfer the money to my bank account. And then by the time you realize, oh, there was a bug in so, 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 and so, he has run away with the money.
yes, so there's a trade off, right? I
Yeah.
mean, so there's a couple of things. One is I could put in some constraints or some conditions where if the cash out exceeds, um, let's say $100, then I get notified, right? I
Mm,
don't necessarily have to intervene, but I get notified, right?
okay.
If it exceeds, like, I don't know, $200, then it requires intervention for me to
Mm,
okay it. I mean, I could put in those type of controls.
okay.
Um,
Typically,
I think
typically,
okay, I'm listening.
so typically, what they do in Nigeria, because as you imagine, no one trusts Nigerians, not even Nigerians themselves. So what they do is, what the likes of Uber and all the ride apps do is, they give you a T+1 settlement. So they make it that before you get the money, it's the next day or something like that. That gives them enough time to look at all the transactions that happened that day and approve it before settlement is done the next day.
Okay,
Yeah, that makes sense.
it it makes sense. It's just
Yeah, I can imagine. No, the thing is, if because again, in Nigeria, right, that expectation is there, but that expectation might not be there in the US. They may expect that they should just get their money straight up, and
mhm.
they may not like that. So yeah, or maybe you could do it in a way that you could say, okay, if you're not a trusted uh courier, right, then we can put you under the T+1. Maybe you just signed up or something. But when you are now verified, then we can now remove the T+1 subscription, knowing fully well that, okay, we know who this courier is, we trust. It's just a thing of trust, nothing more.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I guess I could put that control in there.
Yeah,
It's
you don't have to do it right away. Yeah, I think the electricity just came back. Just give me a second, I'll be right back.
you know,
There we go. All right. So yeah.
what was the name of that file? I thought it was where did it go? That's not it. Which was it in
Mhm.
Courier? I'm trying to figure out. Oh, it's down here. Okay.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's the gist of the workflow. I'm sorry that
You didn't
it,
put quote
it
this thing, so it's failing to compile.
yeah, I did it on purpose so I know where I'm at the next time I visit it.
Ah. Okay, interesting. Would you like to see a demo of the you
Sure.
know admin UI? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, let me change my resolution. Otherwise, you won't be able to see shit. Mhm. Let me see. 1080p. There we go. Sweet. I am sharing my screen now. Okay. Share screen. Ideally, I'm supposed to have like two monitors, but it is what it is. Can you see my screen?
Oh, yeah. Hold up.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let me head over to command line. So let's see the project um, delivery. So I launched the app, and this is the folder structure. It's just one simple app with three projects: a client, a server, and a shared whatever. So let me go ahead and launch this. Yeah, if I'm to launch it with Docker, right? So I have two containers, one for the admin service, the other for the database. So launching this is as simple as saying Docker compose up. Yeah, I think I want to build first. Yeah, Docker compose up -- build. And yeah, that's it. It will build the image, and it will launch the database as well, all in one fell swoop.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was talking to David. I told him you care a lot about infrastructure.
Yeah,
I talked to
yeah.
him a couple of days ago.
Okay, cool. I do because, um, I wasn't always like this, right? I used to be this. I used to just be a software developer, just come write my code and move on. But something happened when I had to start. So first of all, when I became a team lead, right, I saw how projects really started going off the rails because maybe our deployment was finicky in a way that little changes just made the application to fail, even though as a developer I've done my part of writing the source code very well and stuff like that. So I started to care about those things because, believe it or not, it's still part of the whole software engineering life cycle, right? And it became even worse the moment I became a manager, right? A technical manager, because now the if the app goes down, if something bad happened to the application, the people who I was reporting to don't even know or care about anything technical. I can't just come and tell them, oh, the Azure function we wrote, something happened to it, or whatever the case may be. Like, they literally didn't care about that. So that, and the fact that by the time I started to dig into infrastructure security and all those kind of stuff, and I realized that it's if you get those things right, you can actually improve your velocity, the velocity in which you build software. So for example, if you have a very good CI/CD pipeline, right, that alleviates a lot of the hassle of figuring out if you've broken something, right? Because it can quickly pick, maybe you've made a change that broke a particular use case with your end-to-end integration tests. Those two things are like gold. So yeah, that's how I got into infrastructure, because I had to become a technical manager on a payment platform. And again, it's a payment platform, so any screw up would result into losses, huge losses for the company. So the engineering had to be like, what's the word? Essentially what I asked you. I had to trust. If I couldn't trust the code with my life, I had to be able to trust the infrastructure and the pipeline, to know that nothing bad will ever get through the cracks, slip through the cracks and land in production and let people start stealing money, things like that.
All right,
So that's how I got interested in infrastructure.
I'll create a to-do item to integrate blockchain into my solution.
How do you? Yeah. I can hear you, but it's faint. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say I'll just add blockchain to my solution, and now it'll be extremely expensive to ensure or to compute that cashing out is validated. So,
interesting.
Blockchain.
Nowadays, nowadays, I don't know why it's not supposed to take this long, because I think, okay, no, I built it on the Mac. All right, don't worry. It only does this for the very first time. Subsequently, it will be a lot faster. So right now it's restoring packages. Or I could just run it straight up. Yeah, I can do that. Nah, I don't have a database running. Let me check.
I'm supposed to work out today, but I think I'm going to skip it.
Okay. Let me see. Let's go to the Docker. Can delete this. Let's see. It's still running. Why is this taking forever? This is ridiculous. Anyway, let me just go ahead and run it manually. So that will be fake .NET fake build -t run. There we go. That should launch the application. Okay, yeah, the database is going to be an issue. It's going to be a bit of an issue. Okay, the web dev started, port 8080. Let's go. Oh, hold on. Hold up a minute. Oh yeah, the database is not running, so it won't be able to connect. Oh man. Let me wait for it to finish. Ah, there we go. Yeah, it has to also do npm install. What the hell?
Why are demos so notorious for paper cuts and gotchas?
The demo gods do not want things to move smoothly. It's almost like I can't remember the name of the principle. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Murphy.
Yeah, Murphy's law.
I'm just gonna have a cage of chickens, and before I demo, I'll sacrifice one to the gods on a holy altar.
Yeah. So let's see. I think it's doing the bundling. This bundling shouldn't take as long. So essentially, what it's doing, right? It's built into the way Fable works, right? So all it's actually doing is there are two things. First off, it comes here. This webpack config, and what the webpack config is saying is it will build the client side and drop it inside this /client/public, and then when it drops it here, no, it will drop it in deploy public, and when that's done, it will build the server side and drop it there as well. So what you're seeing right now is building. It's essentially bundling the web app. Sorry, it's bundling the client first before inserting it into the deploy folder or something. So yay, we're done. Cool. So now it has run the database. Yeah, our database is running. The app is still failing, which is fine because the database needs to start running. Yes, the database is running. Run it one more time. This time it should be a lot faster. And this is kind of the beauty of Docker in the sense that after it has run your npm install or your .NET restore, whatever the case may be. It doesn't have to run it all over again. So, nigga. Nah. Here we go. So, great. So,
F the stock market, man.
so let's see, 80, 85. Did I need to pull first? Maybe I needed to pull, but okay, let's see. I think I needed to pull first. Then this.
I got a phone call for a full-time F# backend engineer.
Not bad. Oh, it's 80. That's interesting. Yeah, it sounds great, honestly. So
Well, I disqualify myself because I always ask for way too much money. And then I got an email. They're like, "Hey, Scott, you agreed to take this assessment test 2 weeks ago. Our client's really interested in speaking with you, but their first stage is for you to take their HackerRank test." I'm like, "No, I'll pass. You can look at my Stack Overflow profile, my WordPress profile, my YouTube videos, or you can pay me for the half an hour that I taking your assessment."
I think I've seen the problem.
Like, a lot of the companies got it twisted, man. If you're not like in the top 30 tech firms, like, I'm not going to audition for you. I'm not going to spend a half an hour of my life, or even half a day, doing your pet project so I could try out to be on your team. Oh, who are you? You guys, you're not Facebook, you're not Netflix, you're not Google, you're not Apple. I never even heard of you before, but you want me to audition with my time for free? No, I'm Scott Nimrod. Shoot. I mean, I didn't say that on the email, but I did say, like, you can look at my Googleable reputation if you guys are really interested in speaking to me.
You people can Google me. Yeah, okay. I think I need to create a user. I've not created a user yet, but just give it some time.
Who's the lone person that's observing this stream? Identify yourself. Is it still Daniel?
Yeah, it probably is. Verify sync.
There's always one person that's like, I don't think they're watching me. I think they're just listening to my background music as I stream. There's always consistently one person. Every single time I stream, they just tune in. They don't say anything.
Okay.
And I don't know, I just find it interesting. I do the same thing sometimes. I'll surf Twitch every once in a while. I don't do it as much anymore. And I'll just see someone programming, and I'll just have them programming in the background while I'm working. And I'll just listen to them think out loud.
Interesting. Ooh, this isn't done yet.
I thought you said this is it. Oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah, so this is it. Yeah, I've created the user. Use your password. You log in. You see a dashboard that looks like this.
Oh, that's shiny.
Yeah, I got a nice thing. Yeah, so I think what I'm still thinking about is what this menu should look like, and then what this dashboard should look like. So I imagine things like income, orders, activity, revenue. These things will be there, right?
Well, what does activity mean?
activity is like, a percentage, I guess, of how much um hmm, what was my thought? Nah, it could be anything you want. It doesn't have to be activity, but yeah.
Just off the top of my head, like without even looking at it,
Mm-hmm.
I think the essentials would probably be orders,
Okay.
active couriers,
Mm-hmm.
and then probably like some type of financial thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't,
Then
I don't. It's
maybe
either rev. Well,
income and revenue, right? So what I could do, I could even change it right now. Um,
well, it's probably revenue because profit. I mean, what really is profit? You have to deduct the brick and mortar utilities. You have to deduct the pay of the or the expenses of the couriers. I think it just right now the biggest thing is just orders, the state of the orders, and the couriers that are available, and the couriers that are fulfilling those orders.
okay, cool.
I mean
Um,
that's pretty much
yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah. So do you see what I just did here? I was able to launch the database with a single command. Just run this, and your database is running. And if I
Okay.
don't want the database, I can just kill it instantly, which is kind of cool. But let me see. I think yeah, you can also see what I just did from here as well. You can see that this database is running. That said, let me go ahead and run it this way. This way is a lot better. Retain waiting for file changes before restarting .NET. Let me do this, run this again. This time is 8080, if I recall correctly. Sorry, 8085. Yeah, it's still 8080, but it's not HTTPS. I don't know.
Microphone check. What just happened? Odie. Odie froze. Let me message him on Twitter. And he exited out. So see if he hops back in. His internet probably went out. In the meantime, I gotta resolve this. I'll resolve it later. I'm exhausted, man. Yeah, Sean. Odie's he literally just dropped off accidentally like 60 seconds ago. So he was demoing the Tenant web app, and then something happened to him. I messaged him on Twitter, but he didn't respond, which makes me think that he probably has to reboot everything. So, but you could probably go to YouTube and rewind because it's still streaming, so it should show up on YouTube. Else, I could give you the link. Hold on for a second. The link on YouTube is. The link on YouTube is. All right, let me figure out how to do this. This is the link right here. and you could rewind probably the past 5 minutes, and it should have, it should have this stuff. Yeah, I mean, his web interface. It look. Oh, hold up. I think he's back.
Well,
Hey, your internet
see,
went out.
yeah, it did. See what I was saying? I need to upgrade my internet so that I can. Okay, you can see my screen again, right?
Oh shoot. Let me see. Yeah.
All right. So this is the beautiful thing I was trying to explain about F sharp. Let's see. We are looking at index, and I want to change the yes. Okay. Blah blah blah. And just come here straight. Let's go to the client. This on the server. On the client, we have the home page. And in the home page, I have quite a bit of HTML, main view, navbar. Let's see. We are looking for main content, and we want to move.
So on the web app, is there any skeleton code for entertaining menu operations, like admin operations for their menus? My stomach is tore up.
I don't understand.
Are they should have the ability to manage their menu, meaning they add items, they remove items, they edit items.
You mean on the menu here?
So
Right.
what? So for a tenant, they can be able to look at the status of their orders and the couriers that are available and the couriers that are currently delivering those orders.
Okay,
And
hold on.
and then okay.
Hold on. Here's what we're gonna do. Right. I want to pick your brain on what you think this bar right here should look like, right? So how do you imagine this line, this page looking like, right? And then I can just maybe make the necessary modifications to it.
Couriers.
Okay.
Orders. And if we put an order to it, orders would be on top of couriers.
Okay.
If you care about the ordering.
Yeah, I do care about the ordering.
All right, so orders, couriers, and then it would be I call it offerings, but it's essentially your catalog. You can just call it catalog.
Okay.
The catalog, they're able to perform CRUD operations. They manage their catalog, such as they manage the menu for their restaurant, or they manage the catalog for the store, the auto parts store, or the, I don't know, the mobile car wash, whether they detail the car and shampoo it, or they just do a washing of the exterior. Like, that's the catalog of products and services.
That's okay. Okay,
I mean, all that stuff is abstract, right? It's just the catalog is basically what they offer as products or services, in which it'll take like an image, a description, and a price or whatever. And
okay, so this data is user controlled. In other words, the user adds the catalog, the different items to the catalog, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So that means it won't be a menu per se. We could make it a menu, but nah, that's not a good idea. I think the menu is usually used for things that are fixed. We know how many they are. The catalog we can't really know, because you may meet a customer that has a catalog of 1,000, that has 1,000 categories, right? So is it catalog or category?
Well, no, it's It's catalog. Catalog is a synonym for menu, is a synonym for offerings, right? It's their product catalog.
Yeah, no, I get it. What else?
But and like, I mean, feel free to tell me yes or no, but like what you're putting down there, I view as links to different pages, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Those are the three most important things.
Okay. We don't have to make it complicated right out of the gate. We can make it as simple as possible. So these three is fine.
Give me a second. So the whole point of this is to make money, right? Remove a pain, solve a problem, but I mean the motivation is to make money, and so they should probably see like a transaction history. So hold up for a second. So you have orders on there, right? But when I said orders, that meant like either active orders or orders for the day, right? But then they should be able to view a history of all transactions, right? And so these transactions are both transactions with dealing with orders, transactions dealing with the couriers that they paid or whatever they do with couriers, and the transactions for the fees that they pay.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you could bundle that into however you want, but I think they want to see the financials of.
Yeah, I get that. I think on a high level, we can start with this on a very high level, right? So on a very high level, you click orders, you see all the orders that are available. You click you click couriers, you see all the couriers that are also available as well. And you have your catalog that shows all the different things you offer and your transactions. I think this is simple enough for us to get the ball rolling. And I don't think this is going to change necessarily, right? Moving forward.
Well, okay, let me hone in on transactions.
Okay.
So they want historical records. Okay. Because they could either have their own couriers that are employees, or they can have couriers that are literally contractors that subscribe to deliver things for them, right? And so whatever that means, it means. But when it comes to transactions, it's essentially historical records of transactions that have occurred for orders, couriers, and the fees that the business takes out.
Okay.
So I know that sounds somewhat cluttery, but but the most important part, as of right now, is they need to know what fees are paid to the software license, or what fees are paid out to the software vendor. That's the most important for right now.
Okay.
So translated, a customer orders something for $50, just arbitrary dollar amount, and so let's say that the business takes 15% of that. That should show up when they're looking at their financials, right? That this tenant app, with whatever name you want to give to it, extracted that fee from their order.
Okay.
Are you following me? Feel free if you need to. Feel free if you want to chime in and correct me.
No. Like I'm trying to not. I'm trying to not. What's the right word now? Go too specific. I still want to keep it abstract because that gives me chance to fine tune it later, right? But I think on the surface level, the key pieces of information is what I want us to hone in on,
Yeah.
and then we can now refine it and make it clearer and clearer as time goes on. But right now, we don't even have I've not even done any kind of structure whatsoever. So I wanted to know on a top level, right? What are the key things that they are interested in? And I think for now, I can just say transactions, right? So the transactions will just say for this order, for order A, this is the details of the order. This is how much we got, and this is how much was paid in fees.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So it just be like a simple table, something like this, something like what you're looking at here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
In regards to the format, yeah.
yeah. So anyway, I'll get back to you on this, but I think this is really a good place to start with. But yeah, I think
Mm,
all that's left now for me, because I know I said something about
they need
uh,
to.
yeah.
I'm sorry
Go
for
ahead.
this. It's not important right now,
Mm-hmm.
but um, whenever is the optimal time, there should be some type of way that they can uh, notify the business of a
Okay.
question or of a support ticket. So,
Mm.
like, instead of them calling or whatever, it would be nice if they can just write a note and then submit it, and then they get a confirmation that we received your message, and we'll get back to you within 24 hours or whatever. That's a stretch. It's not necessary right now, but there has to be some type of like communication
Mm-hmm.
instead of them literally picking up the phone and calling me while I'm at the beach or calling you while you're like out on a date or something, or you're asleep because they're 6 hours ahead of us.
Yeah. 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 Hmm. Hmm.
It, it's not a priority right now, but it's some type of support ticket. I think needs it.
Yeah.
It can be dead simple, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I think it makes sense actually. I think it makes sense to
And that
put it there.
support would probably go up into. I'm not telling you what to do, but usually if I were looking for support, I would look in the top right hand. So like the top right hand of your page, it would be somewhere up
Okay,
there.
yeah. Yeah.
Probably where you see that message box at. That would probably be like support. The whole chat icon
Yeah.
right there. That would
Oh,
probably be
here.
support. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think that makes sense.
That's that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. I gave you the JSON for what orders look like.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's like it's your component, so like you can structure it however you want. Of course, you would have to write a mapper if you didn't
Yeah.
agree to the structure that I used. But yeah, I mean,
No. The structure is fine. That's the beauty of F sharp. I can transform the data on the fly. I don't, and that's if it's not. If I don't like it, I can transform the data on the fly. I don't have to create, brand new objects or classes or something.
and uh, there a, a footnote like in the appendix, there needs to be a
Mhm.
way for them to know that their account has been disabled. So
I thought they won't log in. They just
hold
won't
on.
be able to log in. Yeah.
They need to be able to log in to realize that their account has been disabled because of, I don't know, lack of payment or whatever it is.
If your account is disabled, you can't even log in.
They need to know why their account is disabled in the first place.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, that could be in the appendix. It's
Mm.
not a concern right now, But like if they're behind on their monthly subscription or their annual subscription, I don't know, maybe there will be tiers or whatever. Then they need to know why their account's been suspended and why their business won't be operational anymore until they pay up.
Okay.
Of course, they'll get like a notification, like 5 days prior or whatever. But that stuff doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Going back to the code, I'm starting to rethink my choice of technology. You know how it is where you do something and in the heat of the moment you're just doing it, you don't care. But then again, you now get to a point where it's like, maybe I shouldn't be using Fable.
That's on you. Like, because my approach is, and I know customers or the business, they don't understand code, but
of course,
my approach would be, and this just comes from lessons learned from my experience. I would just write hella integration tests and make sure that logically the contracts between what it means for orders to be viewed, what it means for courier status to be viewed, what it means for catalog, like all the data structures and the function signatures that those structures participate in, like the compiler is the policy enforcer, right? And these are business equations that the compiler will only compile if all the business rules are correct, and those business rules are encased in types. And then I would just write integration tests to basically solidify my model of that. And I wouldn't even focus on the UI part until I get all my integration tests running. Say, okay, this works, and then I could just start just start throwing UI all over the place. That's the approach I would take, just because, and like, you do whatever you want to do. I just feel like the UI is, I won't say easy to change, but the UI is just the lipstick on the pig, right? It's just the interface, but it's the rules and the testability and design that reduces risk of failure, right? So that's my philosophy.
No, the reason I was second guessing my choice of technology is because first of all, as much as I like Fable, I like Elmish and all that stuff, it's built on React. And personally, I don't know. I know why people like React a lot, but it's not, in my opinion, it's not efficient, right? Because you're essentially rewriting HTML inside your code. So maybe I can make my position a little bit clearer.
So what's the alternative?
I'll explain the alternative. Can you see my screen?
Give me a second.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Good. So it's using React behind the scenes, right? And it's so this UI you're looking at, right, was taken from a template. Now that template, I had to convert the HTML that makes that template into this humongous, piece of code. And the moment we had, if you remember, we came here and something came up and I was like, oh, okay, let me move revenue here and move income here, right, or something like that, thinking it was going to be cheap to do. But by the time I now realized that I have to now sit down and start going through all of this nonsense, I was like, nah, this is not what I want to be spending my time on, The alternative would be something like this, because you asked what the alternative would be. The alternative would be something like this. I would use a Razor template, and then with the Razor template, I would just have HTML that look like this. And this is a lot more manageable because it's just HTML, right? As opposed to this, where is the view? Just give me a second. Pages, home. As opposed to something like this. Just take a look at this mess.
Yeah, this looks like something I would write.
Yeah, I didn't even write it. I used a tool. The tool is called HTML to Elmish. That's the name of the tool. You just come paste HTML here. You paste HTML here, it gives you the F# equivalent. So if I did something like this, where is my page? So if I picked up something like this, I came here, I pasted that, it would show me the F# equivalent of that HTML code. But now that I think about it, I think I made a mistake using Elmish. I could have just used regular HTML, used regular Angular JS, not even Angular 6 or whatever it's called. Just use regular Angular JS, add a few scripts to the page, and then get some interactivity working. This is what I should have done. Well, anyway, it's what it is though.
Yeah, have fun with that. I don't do web.
Yeah, I can't really hear you very well. I think you moved your mic up or something.
Oh, I said have fun with that. I don't do web development.
Yeah, the web development is fun if you know what to do.
Well, good luck with that. That stuff is well, just the checklist that you have. I feel like how much time do you really have to dedicate? What, like 1.5 hours a day? If that?
No, not really. I can't. The way my brain works, it's difficult for me to be switching. So what I plan to do is like weekends like this, just take a day, 2 days, do 4, 5, 6 hours at a stretch. Like essentially what you just saw, I was able to. I had started it on Saturday last week, but I was able to come. I did all that on Sunday, so I
Okay.
think I think that's more comfortable for me. Just do it every Saturday and Sunday, then maybe do a demo. Show, okay, this is what I've added, this is what I've done. Just do that over the course of say 4 or 5 weeks. Then at least I should have something that is functional. It might not be all bells and whistles and all that, but at least it will be good enough to at least see what's important about your orders, your customers, essentially those items you saw there.
This
Yeah.
is a private repo that you set up?
Yeah. It's a private repo.
Okay.
I don't know. Should I add you?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to.
Okay.
I was about to ask something else. I forgot. Is there anything else you need from me?
I already got that, which is the menu. I wanted to know what the side menu should look like.
Hold up. I was once upon a time, I think like 3 weeks ago, I was building the tenant services.
Okay.
But I think I gave you the function signatures. For Azure Functions, and I was like, these are the services that I'm exposing, and if you look at the specification library, these are the data structures that get returned if they're successful, if the requests are successful. You recall that?
I recall that, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's still the case. So I don't think there's really too much else I could offer. Let's visit that. Hold up. How do I do
Yeah,
this?
no, I have that code here. I cloned it, so I can see all the function signatures, everything.
Well, I haven't looked at it in a while, so I need to refresh myself. Hold up.
Oh,
Where's
okay.
tenant services solution?
Yep.
Who is this? Do it big. I'm trying to make the big bucks. You said at 306. Okay, so I don't feel too bad. He just sent it. Okay, I'm trying to make the big bucks too. Where am I at?
Yeah.
My stomach is upset, man. As soon as I get off of here, man, I'm going to destroy my toilet. My stomach. Oh my goodness, I might have to get off here sooner than that. All right,
Yeah.
so specification. Do you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, so specification. Yeah, so all this looks familiar, right?
Yes. So you have the menu that has items. You can ask for a specific item. You can add items. You can update items. You can remove items.
What is
You
catalog?
can retrieve financials. You can retrieve couriers. You can add couriers. You can remove courier. Yeah, I see all that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I kind of know what to expect, and yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you put in your notepad, and it seems like it's exactly verbatim.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to say. I gotta go, man.
Yeah.
My stomach is exploding from the inside.
All right. If you have to go, no props.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So nice. It was nice talking to you and at least doing a little demo. Like I said,
Yeah.
I'll soon start streaming myself. Just need to get a few things in place, and yeah.
I'm going to heckle you if you start streaming. Have you had any hecklers whenever you do stream code? I heckle some people sometimes, and then they take it personal, and I just don't go on their stream anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, you're free to heckle me. I don't mind.
Oh shit! I gotta stop my screen.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you want to get back together in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, next weekend, not a couple of weeks.
Okay.
So I will just use today, tomorrow, remove the Fable thing, make it simple, simplify it as much as possible, get it working, set up a build pipeline, have a URL for the application, and then next week I'll do a demo for you with that one.
All right. Sounds good. I don't believe you, but if you want to strive for that, then okay. Only because I know how busy I get, and I don't even work, and life just hits me. But all right.
Sure.
Cool.
Okay,
right,
man.
That's all. Yeah. I'm sick right now, so I got to go. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Do it big, shine. Everybody else, Daniel, peace, adios. I'm out.